Okay. Good evening, everybody. Today I will again talk about. Hello.
यस सर बोलिए, आवाज आ रही है।
ये सर आवाज आ रही है।
Today I will again talk about binary system or bicomponent system. That is two-side silica system. So in previous lecture I told you about binary system or silica system. That how three polymorphs of silica coexist together at triple points, where the degree of freedom is 0. So today I have repeated degree of freedom. That means the total number of independent variables they are required to locate the state of any system. So I think it is clear to all of you. Okay. So today's system is binary or bicomponent system. So I will explain you the kinds of melting. So there is two types of melting: congruent melting or incongruent melting. So now what is congruent melting? When the composition of liquid is similar to the composition of solid, then the melting is congruent. For example, the melting of ice. How? So when it melts, it gives the water, and the composition of ice and water is similar to this. So this is congruent melting. Now second is incongruent melting. When the composition of melt is different from that of the solid, then the melting is incongruent. And the example is orthoclase. How? So when it heated up at a temperature of 1150 degrees centigrade, it melts into leucite and liquid silica. So here the composition of both is different from the composition of orthoclase. So this is incongruent melting. Now, before starting the system, I will explain you the condensed phase rule. So you know the phase rule, P plus F is equal to C plus 2. But in binary or ternary system, we use condensed phase rule. So what is condensed phase rule? So in case of binary system, there are 2 or 3 components and 2 variables, that is temperature and pressure. So initially there are variables to be represented in the phase diagram, but there is no mechanism at all through which we can represent so many variables in the phase diagrams. Got it? So therefore we will have to reduce the number of variables, and we can easily remove one variable considering all the changes taking place at atmospheric pressure or under confining pressure. So we can take condensed rule as P plus F is equal to C plus 2. Sorry, C plus 1. So here we reduce one variable in place of 2 according to condensed rule. Now let's start the leucite silica system. Now this is a diagram. I am showing you a leucite silica diagram. I think there is some connectivity problems. That's why it is not showing.
Yes, sir. It is internet problem. We cannot see your video.
I think there is some problem in connectivity. Okay, I will explain. Now in lucite silica system, orthoclase shows incongruent melting when it heated up to temperature of about 1150 degrees centigrade. So it melts into lucite and liquid silica. And the composition of both is different from the composition of orthoclase. Thus it shows incongruent melting. Now we can consider an unsaturated and at N with cooling at point O. As I already told about the system. So at point O, on the liquidus lucite, for the first time, with a further decrease in temperature, crystallization of lucite continues up to point R, and at the temperature of 1150 degrees centigrade. Now K feldspar appears with lucite, but with pressure P and above orthoclase, the formation of lucite and K feldspar starts. But as we move from the orthoclase toward the silica, I mean with the increase in the percentage of silica, lucite is totally consumed, and only K feldspar appears with the liquid. So at this point, crystallization of K feldspar is faster than lucite. And the point R, where three phases coexisting at temperature of 1150 degrees centigrade. It is known as peritectic point. You can see in your diagram. So condition under which a reaction occurs between a pre-existing solid phase and a liquid melt to produce a new solid phase, that is peritectic point. So at this point, degree of freedom is 0, and it is invariant point. That means the melts of same composition are produced by the melting rock of different initial composition, which is formed by the intersection of two liquidus. So with further decrease the temperature at point E, K feldspar crystallized together with tridymite at 980 degrees centigrade, and this point E is a eutectic point. What is eutectic point? The constant proportion in which the two constituents simultaneously crystallize. That is eutectic point. Now it is the minimum temperature for the given phase diagram, where the degree of freedom is 0. So it is invariant point, where three phases, K feldspar, tridymite, and liquid exist simultaneously. So how it is possible? So for that, we will apply condensed phase rule at some points. Suppose at point E, number of phases is 3 and components are 2. So after applying the condensed phase rule, the degree of freedom is 0. That is, point E is invariant. Now at point O, the condensed phase rule, so the degree of freedom is 1. That means this point is univariant. Now at point P, the condensed phase rule, P plus F is equal to C plus 1. then F is equal to 1. That means it is also a univariant point. So in the whole system, there is only one point E, which is invariant. So this phase diagram indicates that all phases, that is lucite, K-feldspar, tridymite, liquid, they are existing together at various temperature, either independently or simultaneously. But in neither of the cases, lucite appears with silica. So this is all about lucite silica system, or you can say binary system. If there is any query, you can ask me. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you have any query, then you can ask me.